Alright guys, I got a little gift in the mail from the heater people. We're going to open here and see what we got. So there's our cute little solenoid. Hopefully this one won't leak. We shall install it in a little bit and see if it leaks or not. Like I say, the other one, the way I've got it rigged, this solenoid is not functional, but the heater does work. So I haven't been real worried about it, but we will put this on there and see if it leaks, and hopefully it won't, and see if we notice any difference of what this thing actually does. I'm thinking all it's doing is dumping the fuel after the heater's cut off, and when you start it back up, you don't have fuel in the line, and the excess fuel and the excess puff of smoke whenever the heater starts. It's kind of what I'm thinking, but we'll get it on there and see if it leaks and see what happens. Alright guys, I got the new fuel solenoid in here that they sent me, and just going to change that out. I unplugged the wire. It goes through a little grommet right down in there. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get wiggled out of there, but once you get that done, actually changing it's not too bad. Just pull the little line off of it, and you're supposed to have a little bitty wrench to do this with, I suppose, but just going to ever so slightly try to crimp this on there, not to squeeze the casing, but it's not very tight. You just kind of have to keep looping the wires around there. Got the old one off there. Bring you around here and show you where it plugs up. It just goes through this little grommet right here. See the little red wire? Like I say, it's a little trouble to get through there with those other wires. You just kind of got to push them over out the way. But then you bring it around here, plug it in that board right there, and then you just put your cover back on here with your 4 screws, and then put the top back on it. I'm actually going to go ahead and start it up right now just to make sure it don't leak, because the other one definitely did. So let's do that. I turn it off, if fuel dumps out of that line, like I'm thinking it will. You heard that little buzzing sound? I'm sure you've seen it. The fuel pulse out of that line there, and I heard that solenoid buzz, and it's not leaking. Let it do a cool down cycle there, and then we will start it back up and see how it starts back up. Alright guys, this solenoid here performs two functions from what I've figured out. I got the line off of it right here. That's the return line. And when you turn the heater off, it purges and dumps fuel back to the tank as soon as you mash the off button, so it cuts the flame. When you power the heater back on, it dumps fuel out of that line for the first, I don't know, second, maybe 2 seconds. So I don't know really how that's so much better than without the thing, but evidently they think it is. It must be a little bit cleaner burn when it stops and when it starts. But other than that, there's no fuel coming out the line with it sitting there running. What I did notice was it looks like, of course it's in the daytime, it looks like the fuel pressure is a bit better. I don't have flames coming out the front anymore. I did adjust on the pump a little bit and adjusted both of these screws. They said mark them with a Sharpie and adjust on them from that point so you know where they're factory set. I didn't do that. I screwed the screws all the way in on both screws, just slightly bottomed them out and then turned them back. I think I got them out about 1.5 rounds, both screws right now. And I don't have any flames coming out the front to speak of. Every now and again you'll see just maybe a little bit, but it's in the daytime, and it's hard to set these things in the daytime. You see just a touch every now and again trying to come out of it. I like to set them at night because you can tell the difference in the color of the cone. But it is burning clean right there where it's at. So I'm gonna wait and let it get dark before I mess with that. But I want to show you the fuel solenoid here. I'm gonna power it off. Watch the line. It shot fuel out of it. As soon as I mashed the off button, the solenoid popped open and it shut the fire down. I guess with the solenoid not there, you have to wait for the pump to cut off and whatever the excess fuel is in the line, which can't be in milliseconds, you know, for it to go out the other way. But that immediately dumps it right there. So it's got a 90-second cool down cycle. It'll actually tell you, hopefully you can read that, it'll actually tell you in seconds, 50-something seconds. If you mash the power button, while it's in the cool down cycle, it'll show the seconds until the cool down cycle is over, and then it'll cut off and then you can restart it. Alright guys, it's completed its cool down cycle. I'm going to mash the power button and you can watch the fuel dump out of this line here. I'm thinking that they're opening this solenoid and evidently that it's purging all the air out of the fuel line, and then when it snaps shut, you have the correct fuel pressure to the burner and it burns cleaner when it first ignites, is what I'm guessing. But you can watch it dump fuel here when I first turn it on. Here we go. It actually dumps a pretty good bit of fuel out of there. But it lights with no smoke or anything. So we'll let it get dark and see what it looks like in the dark and set the fuel pressure the way I want it, which I'm thinking it's pretty good right there, but I may want to turn it up a hair. I don't know. I'll take a look at it in the dark, and the only other problem is it's supposed to display your hours up here whenever you turn it on, and it's not doing that. It's just saying 0. Alright guys, we'll wait till tonight and come back out and turn it on and check the fuel pressure by looking at the burner and get it where I want it. It's about 73, 4 degrees out here right now, so really don't need a heater. But it's a good time to work on the heater because it's not cold. Weather around here is crazy. Like 4 days ago, it was low 20s, and the highs were like, I don't know, 35, and now it's like 75 for the high today, and it's the day before Christmas. So I don't know, kind of weird. But anyway, we'll get back with this project tonight and do the final wrap-up. Guys, I think I'm going to turn the fuel up on it just a touch. Maybe an 1/8 of a turn there. We'll see what that does. Alright guys, I tweaked on it just a little bit more, kind of went up with it and then I went back down a little bit, but I'm a little bit higher than what I was when I first started. So it's still a little bit on the high side. If you look, you can see flames every now and again shoot out a little bit. But I would rather it be a little bit on the high side than on the low side. I find that they burn a little better on the high side than they do being turned down low, less fumes. I'm going to leave it like that, see how it works out. If I had to do a minor adjustment later on, I might. But I think that's going to work pretty good right there. At least it's not shooting flames out the front of it 3 inches like it was whenever I got it. Just every now and again, a few. That's not bad at all. Anyway, I'm happy with it right there. Only problem is it's still 70-something degrees outside and it's nighttime. Feels like it's in the middle of summer and it's the end of December. So anyway, I'm gonna call that good and I'm gonna run it a little while, and I don't think the hour meter is gonna start working. That's what the guy told me at the heater place there. He said to run it for a little while, and if the hour meter doesn't start working, call back and they'll ship me a new top part. That's where the hour meter is located. I don't think it's going to start working. It might. I'm going to run it for a little while, see how it works, and I'll add the updated video or whatever if I wind up getting a meter for it and putting it on and everything. I'll do that in a separate video. If not, it'll work just like it is. It works fine. I'm pretty happy with it, other than, you know, the meter is supposed to work and it don't. But obviously doesn't affect anything as far as staying warm, so that's my biggest concern. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.